Hey everybody, what is up? This is Devin LaVore coming at you, and I hope you guys have been enjoying this prophetic word release. It's kind of unexpected for me to be doing it, but as I've said in videos past, God said I'm getting ready to change the times and the seasons. And sometimes you get a prophetic word and you're like excited about it, and when you wait forever for it to come to pass. But then sometimes he speaks it and it's like, oh, you mean now? Oh, okay, cool. And and so he just starts changing things and morphing things, and stuff just starts being different. And today I have got another prophetic word that I felt like the Lord has given me that's really very much in line with the last two prophetic words he gave me about God's getting ready to move and the river and the wind. But before that, of course, I always want to give a thank you to those who give to us and are blessing us financially while we're in this time, in this season of our life that God has us in, where we are basically in need of support. We're support raising ministry. I truly believe that that's not going to be the case, but God's put us this far down because he has intentions of raising us up. He can decide how high that goes and to what degree of influence we have, but that's his plan for us right now, and we're kind of in a transitionary bridge. We're on a bridge right now between what he's done in the wilderness and what he's getting ready to do in manifestation in the kingdom and kingliness and all that stuff. But until such a time as that happens, which we believe will be soon, we are a support-based ministry. And we have PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo links below that we use basically to buy food, pay for our stay here, and do what we can to keep our kids happy. And buy supplies and live life. You know how it is. So if you would like to give to us, that would be very, very much appreciated. And the links are below. And thank you very much. And now let's address something. Let's address the Michelle in the room. Or shall we say the Michelle not in the room. Okay? So, because I bet a lot of you are wondering, like, where is Michelle? Why isn't she in these videos? I'm sure she could be, God could be speaking to her and the river could be flowing through her and all of this stuff and all that. And I'm like, I agree. But that's just not what God's doing right now. And that's a part of the changing the times and the seasons. But this is the deal. I'm going to give you guys one little special cool thing. And I'm going to let her tell you what's going on. Okay?
Well, hello. Surprise, you get to see me. But so hopefully you guys have been just enjoying just what God's been speaking through Devin to you guys over these last few days, last week. But yeah, I'm actually really hopeful that this week we will get to do our kind of regular video together. But right now, God just kind of has me in this place where I'm working a lot with our oldest son as he's preparing for the National Bible Bee, and so it's just been kind of really long days, and then we come into God time, and sometimes our God times have been later, and I get exhausted by the end of the night, and so it's just been kind of an adjustment. But I do feel like it's like God just kind of like, here, this is where I have you. And he's clearly just like bringing Devin into this position of like, hey, I got words you can just throw out to everybody, which has been really awesome. But at the same time, I do believe like there will be, we're creating the time and the space where we will be able to continue to do a weekly video. So hopefully you guys will at least see me once a week, maybe more, if you're lucky. But God is definitely doing a lot. There is definitely a shift and a change happening for us as far as just how God is working in each of our hearts, and how he's just changing things and moving and shifting things. And so, yeah, so we're just gonna keep on going. And as many words as the Lord has for Devin to put out, he will put out. But we will also be, we're just kind of in that adjustment of schedule so that I can be more awake and ready to go in the evenings to be able to do videos, especially our longer videos. But yeah, so I am still here. Yes, the Lord is moving, and he's just doing really awesome and amazing things. And so I will give you back to Devin.
Well, thank you, Sweetie P. That's what I call her, for that update. It's okay, you can laugh. She's over here on the side trying to be all nice and polite and stuff and not interrupt my video. You know I would. Anyway. But but all right, so the word that I have that the Lord's given me, and I'm telling you, man, these words just keep coming at me like so much. The Lord has been speaking to us about speed and quickness and suddenly and just moving and going, and that's for our together video, me and her to go off on that together. But the word I felt like the Lord said to me was get ready to pivot. I'm like, okay. Now there's different things that you can say about pivot, but as far as sharing the definition and all that, but I looked it up and I knew what the Lord meant, but I wanted to give like a definition, and it's the verb form of pivot. If you look it up in Google, and it's the second definition. It says, especially in a business context, or you might say in a ministry context, or a church context, or a family context, or some sort of unit that you're a part of, especially in a business context, completely change the way in which one does something. Begin to run or manage something in a completely different way. You know, you might see it as like, for those of you who might understand football, and I know there's many out there who do, but it's like when you're running a play, it might look like you're going straight down, but then you pivot and go left. And then the person that was guarding you may not know that you were going to do that, and then now they have to pivot and go chasing after you, but it's too late because you've already got the ball, and now you pivot again and you go straight upfield, and you see what I'm saying? And so a pivot is just a sudden turn that happens where you just go in a different direction, maybe even an unexpected direction. You know, like the way things are going in our family right now is unexpected. We've kind of made a soft pivot on our own, but I felt like the Lord was like, get ready for a pivot. And, you know, this is something I'll probably share again in my other playlist about hearing from God, is like sometimes when God speaks to you or speaks to me, it comes and it just kind of rests on me. And I know that, okay, this is just a personal thing, God's speaking to me, you know, okay. But then sometimes it comes and it just wants to go out, you know. And I know it's like, oh, that's the Lord wanting to get this word out to people. And I really felt like that was a word for the body. For anyone who God might put this video in front of you, just felt like the Lord's saying that. It's like, get ready to pivot. It is 9/11/2023, September 11th, 2023. And I feel like the Lord is saying, get ready to pivot. Get ready for a sudden turn of a direction and go in a new direction. And maybe you end up doing things a completely different way. You've been doing things this way for a while, but now it's getting ready to change. Maybe, and who knows what kind of application that has. But that is the word. But also, how about we do this? How about we have a little bonus footage from Michelle? You know, because our own family has done a pivot, you know. Michelle has obviously done a pivot, and she's in the training camp with our firstborn, coaching him to try to be the best that he can be. He wants to be the champion of this National Bible Bee, and so she's helping him, and so she's had to pivot, and now we're doing things, we're just doing things in our whole family that's totally different. suddenly everything's operating different, but now there's going to be another pivot, and where are we going to go from there? And I'm like, wow, what does all this mean? And so I would like to present to you another round of Michelle.
So Devin wanted me to get back on here because actually, as I was talking to you guys about just kind of how God has rotated us, I was immediately thinking about, I was going like this with my hands, and I just immediately got this picture of a baby, like basically in the birth canal where they're rotating, and it's like they're getting ready to come forth. And I just looked it up, and apparently with babies that there's different rotations that their body and head go through in the process of giving birth, but there's a final rotation that basically you can see the head, they are ready to come out. And I really feel like there's just this sense of God just like, all right, we're just gonna pivot, we're gonna rotate, and he's ready to birth us. And so I just think that's kind of goes along with what Devin's talking about, but just I was like, wow, it was just suddenly there's this picture, and it just reminded me of babies right before they're born and how things work for them.
Well, that's the word, and we got a little addendum.
I guess
she
so.
brought the addendum, not me. I'm tangent, you're addendum.
Well, we're pivoting, we're
Wait a minute,
rotating.
then you just brought an addendum, so that's totally normal. Okay, never mind.
Yes.
But yeah, so hope that that blessed you guys, and until next video, we love you, we appreciate you. Get ready to pivot, man. Get ready to pivot and run with that ball, because you about to catch something from heaven. Ooh, glory to God! I feel the Spirit. You about to catch something from heaven, and God's like, "Now run, run." Run with it, whatever God gives you, whatever the revelation, whatever the prophetic word, whatever the prophetic unction, whatever the Spirit does, because when that river and that wind comes and it hits you, whoa, you're going to want to go. And the Lord says, just go.
Yep.
Get ready to pivot and run for the end zone,
Yep.
So
carry that baby.
Yep.
That promise.
Yep.
So,
all right.
until next time.
Love you guys. Bye-bye.
See ya.